The body of my guitar, which is sitting here still on the CNC machine, is made up of laminated layers of this Tasmanian oak, of which I have quite a lot, so I decided to use that rather than risk making a complete mess of a solid piece of more expensive timber on the first attempt at making this rather complicated shape. However, the top surface of the guitar I want to cover with this rather lovely piece of West Australian she oak. It's not a very big bit, and it has a few cracks and marks in it, so it might be a bit tricky getting enough pieces out to cover the top, but it's a lovely piece of timber, so we'll see what we can manage. Because the guitar body has a cliff edge here, so that the body steps down to make room for the edge of the control knobs just sticking out of the edge here, the piece of veneer that goes onto this has to be cut in advance so that it can sit neatly down in here like so. And then there's 8mm for the knobs, and then another layer of veneer will eventually sit on top here. So this piece has been cut out on the CNC machine to exactly the same edge that was used in the drawing to cut out the cliff edge itself, and as you can see, it fits nicely. All we need to do is get that glued in and weighted down. The jig that the guitar body sits on the CNC machine is simply a 600mm square piece of MDF. Now that's located exactly in place by having these 4 wooden blocks that are just stuck down to the bed with double-sided tape. That allows me to take the jig off and put it back on in exactly the same place. Then once the jig's bolted down, these 3 10mm pins allow me to put the body of the guitar itself back onto the jig, where the 3 pins go into holes in the body, quite a tight fit, so it fits firmly in place. The position of the pins is such that the body can be turned over so that both bottom and top parts can be cut, and all the cutting will line up as it should. Once the body's back in the machine, the first job is to skim the newly glued in place veneers down to just a little above the finishing thickness of 4mm. And then cut out the 6 slots for the strings that come up from the tuners, as you can see in the foreground. The 2 pickup cavities. I've also removed the part of the veneer that was above the cliff edge, as I've called it. The neck of this guitar is going to slope back at 2.5 degrees, so I need to cut the neck pocket to accommodate that. And once that's done, we can finish cutting out the body.